So I wanted to give you some tips today on how to straighten short hair. Our model has a little bit of natural wave to her hair, and we're gonna go for a smooth pixie look. She's got a couple of things here. She's got a couple of cowlicks. All a cowlick is it's the direction that your hair grows. So she actually has two. She has one that grows up and over, so it gives her hair a little swirl here in the front and always pushes it that way. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a couple things. We're gonna do a wrapping technique where we basically will use the shape of her head to define a shape, to smooth the hair. It'll give it a little bit of a bend to the hair, very, very natural, not too big or puffy, but it's a great, easy way to style it. But let's begin with this hairline. I'm gonna take a comb, just a regular comb. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my brush in and then I'm gonna pull it back. So all that I'm doing is I'm creating a good bit of tension on the hair, and I'm going to go the opposite direction. So I know that this hair wants to go this way and this hair wants to go this way. So when I get to these sections, I'm gonna push the hair to go in the opposite direction and then blow dry that way. I'm actually gonna section off this front just to keep it a little easier for us to work with. So we're just gonna work with this front hairline, and then the rest of it is pretty straight. She doesn't have any cowlicks throughout the rest, so we'll just wrap the rest of the head. So I'm gonna grab my blow dryer. One thing that you definitely need for this technique, and for smoothing hair in general, is you wanna use the nozzle, so you're concentrating the air in one place and having the most control versus letting the hair move around, and that's your drying tool. So wherever I point my nozzle is where my brush is going. So I've started with wet hair. I've also added a little bit of product that has a little bit of a hold. So you want to start by going into the hair and then coming back away. So you're just looping the comb onto it. So I just concentrated on blow drying the roots. I didn't really work on anything else but that. But you can see already that that shape that used to want to be is no longer. It's growing straight down, or it's pushing the hair straight down. So that's really the only area that she has the cowlick. So now I'm gonna move on to my wrapping technique. So I would recommend using a flat brush for that. This one has flexible bristles, but you could use anything. You could use a brush that was a combination of synthetic and natural bristles if you had frizzier hair or wanted it extra shiny. And like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna use the shape of her head to wrap the hair around. You can see. And you want to go in every direction. So I'll go one direction and then I'll go the other direction, always following my brush with the blow dryer. If you find that the hair is too wet or that it's taking you too long, you can always remove a little bit of the moisture just using your hands, kind of rough drying it a bit before you get started. A lot of people can just get away with doing the wrap with just their hand and disregarding the brush. So it just depends on what kind of texture you have, and if you need a little bit more help smoothing it, you want to go with the brush versus your hand. But you can always start with your hand and then graduate up to the brush to finish it off. So I just finished blow drying the hair. If you had much curlier hair, you could just focus on wrapping and blow drying the root and getting it as smooth as possible. And then you could always go in with a flat iron and just kind of touch up where you needed to touch up. So that's what I would do. I would then finish up with a little bit of some sort of a polishing or grooming cream, something with a lot of shine to it, just to polish up the ends. You could just smooth it all throughout. This is just a really great way to wear your pixie cut a little bit smoother.